Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is going to be the bonus question for Robert's 2023 lottery. He had 10 regular questions this year, and I've already done the 10. And so here's the one bonus question that he threw out. And I'm really glad he threw it out because this is something that I've always wanted to talk on, but it's also kind of like, it would have been kind of a weird video to make just by pushing record and talking about it. But since he's kind of asked about it, it's kind of a great avenue to share it. And simply put, I'm kind of paraphrasing. I'll put the link down below to his video. You can kind of go listen to it, but just kind of paraphrasing, Z-Man, I like to call him Z-Man. He's been around the VC for quite some time. He's changed channels a few times and all of that, but he's been around the VC for quite some time. And he was just kind of basically asking or curious about or whatever, just kind of what our experiences, if you will, have been with him. From things you really like, maybe the things you haven't really liked, some of the characters that he does. Is it stupid? Do you find them funny? Or just whatever your experience has been, kind of getting to know the Z-Man over the years. And so there's a lot of different things I could talk about, especially around his characters and stuff like that. But the biggest thing that I can say about Robert Z is that I've been collecting for almost 20 years now, and there is absolutely no one that has had as big of an impact on my collecting as Robert Z has. I mean, by absolute far. One of the things that I hear a lot from the VC is, people kind of know me for being a stickler about like the condition of my albums. A matter of fact, just the other day, I got this as a birthday gift. The John Coltrane Love Supreme original pressing, 65 US. And I was lucky enough that was being sold on eBay by someone who's here in the VC, which is just awesome because, you kind of, they know, like you have that relationship right off the bat. And I remember I was asking them like, hey, can you maybe send a few pictures? I was wanting to kind of check out this and that. And they were like, sure, and telling me in great detail about everything and sent great detailed pictures. But they made the comment as well where he said, if you do want to get it, we can buy it. I'll send it over. If for any reason it's not up to your standards, I'll gladly take it back and give you a full refund. And they kind of mentioned how they know I'm a stickler about condition. And I have a lot of people that will make that comment to me about being so focused or OCD about the condition of my collection. Well, that 100% goes right back to Robert Z, because he is the one that put me on that path and took me down that path and put me to where I am today from that standpoint of collecting. Excuse me. Actually, two things about Robert Z, and again, his old channels are gone, so you may not have opportunity to ever have seen this. But there's two things that everyone that knows him knows about his collection. Is number one, he is, when it comes to someone who is a stickler for condition, it doesn't get any more than the Z-Man. Like, he wants every single thing to be, the cover, inner sleeve, the record itself. And it wouldn't surprise me if he would only accept price tags that were, absolute perfect condition with perfect ink and blah, blah, blah. Like, just a complete and totally obsessed with condition. And then when you couple that with the fact that not only is he that way about condition, but then he's also a stickler about pressings. So this is the guy that's like, I'm not just running out to get the new reissue of something. He's going to try to go back and find the out-of-print MoFi, whatever that's so hard to find, or the Japanese white label promo of that album in absolute near mint condition or mint condition across the board. Like, he's looking for the most rare of the pressings. Excuse me. And I think that's one of the other things that really, really kind of connected me with him, because he has stuff that is so rare. Just crazy rare. And oftentimes it's not because the album is rare. It's because of the pressing that he has is rare. Something like, if I remember correctly, like a Black Sabbath, I think it was Masters of Reality, if I remember his videos just like years ago, when he was showing that. Like almost all of us that are Black Sabbath fans, we have Black Sabbath, Master of Reality. Do you have a Japanese white label promo of Masters of Reality in near mint condition across the board? Like that's like the level of that rarity of common albums that I just always noticed in his collection that just really, really connected with me. And I can remember two specific moments in a video, and then I'm going to kind of share like some of the stuff that I collect now that I feel is a direct influence. But there were two very specific moments I remember from his videos years and years ago. He was doing like a room tour video, and there was a cube at the bottom of one of his IKEA shelves, like the rest of us have, and they had like maybe 20 or 25 records in it. So it was just shy of halfway full, right? And I just remember this little comment that he made right in the middle of the room tour and talking about it. He was like, so a little bit of room to expand down there. And he goes, but it might take me a year and a half to fill that little space down there. And what he was basically talking about was, the stuff that he's looking for is so rare and comes along so infrequently and all of that one gem at a time, it might take a year and a half to get enough records to fill half of an IKEA cube, where a lot of us can go out and on one weekend come across 15 records that we like just like that, but that's just to the level that when it comes to condition and comes to pressings, he's there. The second thing I remember was he was doing a video showing some of his CD box sets, and he had them laid out on his bed. And so he's kind of doing like from a point of view, like this, so you can just kind of see his hands from the camera. And I just remember noticing and just how much it stuck out to me. It's like the way he's holding and handling the CDs and the sleeves and all of that. It's almost like, this is a bit of an exaggeration, but the feel I'm talking about is, it was almost like someone that goes into the clean room and puts on the white gloves so they can roll out this old document that, was written back in 1782. Like that type of caution with the old paper and blah, blah, blah. It was just like, there was just something about the way that he was touching and handling the media that I got the fact that something special is there, and I connected with it. And so what I really feel like he did was he opened up my eyes to one more avenue of how you can enjoy physical media. Because obviously there's the listening to the music, there's the going out and buying the music, there's the owning the music, there's, all that type of stuff. But I think that's one area that some people get into, but a lot of people don't, and which is fine too. There's absolutely no wrong way to collect. If you're collecting the way that makes you happy, that is 100% the right way. So don't take anything I'm saying as in what you should be doing or anything like that. But like for me personally, it was just, this is one more way that I can enjoy the music that I love so much and the format that I love so much, is really getting to the point to where I have something where I just appreciate physically what it is beyond all the other ones that are out there, kind of thing. So so Z-Man, definitely cannot thank you enough for that. And like I said, there's no curves or beating around the bush or anything there. Like, that strictly came from me watching your videos and connecting with that element of collecting that I had just never paid attention to at the time, and now it 100% governs all things that I do collecting wise. So when I went through the gigantic purge like 7 years ago or something like that, that was pretty much kind of what spawned that. I went through my collection and got rid of everything that wasn't just in fantastic condition, and especially with my buying habits now, there's a very, very high standard for stuff coming into my collection based on those things. Things I didn't pay attention to that, again, started just because of Robert Z showing these things. CD box sets. I did not have any interest in CD box sets whatsoever until I started watching Robert Z show his, and seeing all those sets that he had on those floating shelves on his wall. Again, it was just, he opened up my curiosity and my desire for them, and I really got into collecting CD box sets. And again, especially getting into the appreciation of just, you know, nice, beautiful sets like that, just like in fantastic condition, and you know, just having these beautiful collections. You know, all of the Placebo studio albums there, which is really, really cool. So, and I love CD box sets now, but again, all from Z-Man. Japanese CDs. Again, prior to that, could care less, but now love these things. Look for them all over the place. You know, like the Deep Purple, like the mini LP sleeves, and then like the Paula Cole, This Fire, which I really wish they would press this on vinyl. It's a great album. But yeah, I never cared about these until Z-Man started showing them. Same thing with Mo-Fi, whether you're talking about, you know, Mo-Fi records or Mo-Fi CDs. Did not care about him till Z-Man. He turned me on to those. And so again, something that I really love getting today. Japanese vinyl, exact same thing. Could have cared less about it, but now it's like literally I went to a record show this past weekend and I picked up 3 Japanese pressings. I didn't grab a lot of stuff, but I did find 3 very nice Japanese pressings, and they all 3 are of albums that I have near mint copies of already. But for me, something about upgrading to near mint Japanese pressings, it's a slightly higher level of appreciation for what are common albums. But I'll show those in a video coming up pretty soon. So yeah, the Japanese pressings, Z-Man turned me on to that. And this is probably kind of the bigger ones too, is stuff like this Jethro Tull. You know, this is a white label promo. Never paid any mind to white label promos. But you know, now all of a sudden it's kind of like I could have a near, I want to get into that. But just like, yes, I'm willing to go up and trade in and pay a little more or whatever to get a white label promo, and then just kind of the special feeling that I have when I, you know, grab a piece like this, and it's just like, wow, that's Jethro Tull Aqualon white label promo. It's just like in fantastic condition, and of course, condition means everything with all of these things. Vinyl box sets, exact same thing. Never collected those until I saw Z-Man did a video where he did a shot of all of the Led Zeppelin vinyl box sets that he has. I remember seeing that video, and something about it, it clicked. It just totally clicked. And I think that's the thing that kind of made it a little special for me too. I know I'm kind of rambling here, but that's the idea behind the video, is that it wasn't a keeping up with the Joneses thing, right? It was never a feeling of, oh, he has that, I have to have it too, kind of thing. It was more like, oh my gosh, I get it. You know, because it wasn't even going after the albums that he was showing. It was just all of a sudden it made sense of why a white label promo is special. You know, all of a sudden it made sense why having things that are in near mint condition, just like what special element that brings to your collection. And it started to make sense, you know. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of just a non-scripted ramble, so I'm sure I repeated a lot of things a bunch of times. But yeah, Z-Man, like I said, I cannot thank you enough. So you've been the absolute ultimate influence in that regard. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to you kind of jumping back in on your channel and starting to share stuff again. So that's one of the things that I would request, because I know you kind of mentioned to, you know, throw out some requests that people might want in one of your recent videos, and I would love to see more of your rare white label promos. That'd be very cool. So anyway, there you go, VC. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.